Morning, guys. Um, so I've been in a bit of transitioning in my videos. I hope that I hope that the last two interviews I did with two very good friends of mine were encouraging to you. Um, but the Lord has put on my heart to not just do the weekly videos, but to do short devotionals, as the you as the YouTube name does suggest. And so I've been working up to that, and just you know that the Lord has finally told me, hey, you need to do this every day. Because not only in your devotional do I does he help me, but in turn I'll be able to help all those who will tune in and listen. And so, because I'm not in this for any profit, I'm not in this for um, anything the world could ever give me. I'm only in this because it's what God has called me to do. Because um, I wanted to start a YouTube channel to show off my cooking and stuff like that, but the Lord said, no, use it for me. Use it for a way to share my good news. And so, and that was several months ago. And thank you guys for the ones who've subscribed and have stayed subscribed. You guys have, it's an answer to prayer. And everything that happens on this channel, every subscriber, every like, every share, every country that views this, excuse me, I'm sorry. Every country that views this is an answer to prayer. And I am going out on faith in this. I'm not investing any money into this. I'm not looking for any kind of monetization. If the Lord wills it, that's fine. But my only goal, my only desire with this is to be able to share the good news of Messiah with anyone who's willing to listen. And so with that, I recently started a podcast. Nothing's up yet, but I will be starting that, Lord willing, here in the next week or so. And those longer studies will be posted to that. And then will be shared, Lord willing, with this channel. But anyway, the Lord put in my heart today a verse that I shared in my video with where I shared my testimony. It's a verse I hold dear, and it's a verse I think that we all need to remember. It's a good reminder of what God can do in life. And so the verse I like to share with you guys today, the verse is from Ezekiel chapter 36. Ezekiel 36, verses 25 through 27. And it says, "Then I will sprinkle clean water on you, and you will be clean from all your uncleanliness, from all your idols. Moreover, I will give you a new heart. I will put a new spirit within you, and I will remove the stony heart from your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. I will put my ruach, my spirit, within you. Then I will cause you to walk in my laws, and you will keep my rulings and do them." Wow. That's a wonderful promise. That's a wonderful promise, as we see here. God promising here, God's using Ezekiel to promise Israel, hey, this is what I'm going to do for you. And it's still, and that promise still stands because Israel is still not walking with the Lord. They have yet to recognize him as their Messiah. And so the purpose of the Gentiles is to bring them back to Israel, that they would recognize Messiah as their Messiah, and that they would turn to him and be redeemed. But on the individual level, on the individual view of this verse, there's a 3-step process that God does in us, in that before we come to Messiah, before we come to God, we are broken, we are empty, we are full, we are empty of his spirit, empty of his love, and therefore we do not have life, but we're dead. As Paul says throughout Romans, we are dead in our trespass. In Ephesians chapter 2, once we were dead in our trespasses and sins, but made alive again in the Spirit. But here, God promises us that once we come to him, then I will sprinkle clean water on you, and you will be clean from all your uncleanliness, from all your idols. Whatever you have in your life that's keeping you from walking completely with him, that is an idol. Whether it be your work, whether it be your wife or your husband, whether it be your children, whether it be your desire to travel the world, your desire to do all these things that replace God, that are put before God. Anything you put above importance to God is an idol. And yes, a husband, a wife, a child can become an idol if we're not careful. We can put our attention, all of our attention, to our husband, our wife, our children, and put God on the back burner, put God in a box and only take him out when we need him. That is idolatry. And we need to be careful of that. We need to be careful. I'm guilty of it. I was guilty of it. I was putting everything above God. And God woke me up. God shook me. God shook me to the point where I would break. And he revealed to me all the things that I was doing, all the things I had of importance above him. And he made it very clear. And he made it clear to my wife. And a husband and wife can put all this pressure on each other. They could put them on each other. People say that like your husband or wife are your source of your happiness. No, that's selfish of us to think that a mere human, another person, can fulfill all our happiness, give us all the joy. That is a lie, and that is idolatry. The only person that can give us complete happiness, complete fulfillment, is Messiah. Even in a marriage, Messiah should be your focal point. He is the one who brought you to your husband, brought you to your wife, and he's the one that keeps it together. He's the one that nurtures it, grows it, as long as both are focused on Messiah.